And then the corresponding columns, these three columns all add up to one another, all add up to 100%. So you're not going to see 100% here. You're not going to see 100% there. You're not going to be 100% there. It's going to all add up equally to 100 because these three columns work in tandem. Now we get onto the tricky part, which is search impression share. And these are important columns because this basically gives you information about what your market share looks like, what share of the market you have. So you can see here, this client at the moment over the last 30 days has less than a 10% market share. So that means less than 10% of the time when anybody does a search for any of the keywords that the client is bidding on, his ads are showing up. So you're thinking, well, that doesn't sound right because we want 90% or 100% search impression share. And ideally, yeah, but you have to think that not every search is created equally. A lot of the times people are searching for rubbish and they're searching for how much does it cost for this and, jobs in this industry and application forms for this industry and how to become a plumber and average salary of a plumber and just informational based searches that are never really going to convert. It's just people looking for information. Again, Google is not just for products and services. It's also an informational based search engine. So we don't always want to be showing up. We don't want 100% search impression share. We don't want a 90% really. Probably don't really want an 80%, but I would say if you're sitting between 60 and 80% search impression share, what that means is out of 10 people, 6, 7 or 8, what am I trying to say? If there's 10 people searching, then 6 times out of 10, the client's ad will show if you've got a 60% search impression share. And this is where it gets tricky. If you've got an 80% search impression share, then 8 out of 10 people will see the client's ad with only 2 people missing. And then the corresponding columns, these 3 columns all add up to one another, all add up to 100%. So you're not going to see 100% here. You're not going to see 100% there. You're not going to be 100% there. It's going to all add up equally to 100 because these 3 columns work in tandem. So search impression share is how frequently your ads are showing to people, how much of the market you're capturing. Search lost impression share, so search lost is rank. Search lost impression share rank, meaning what is your search lost? How many impressions have you lost due to your rank, meaning your bid, is that. So you can see that 70% of the time we're losing impressions because we're not bidding high enough. So all we need to do there is bid higher, be a bit more aggressive with our bid. But we know that actually in the next column, we're losing impressions, search lost impression share budget. We're losing out on 30% of the time because we need more budget allocated to this campaign. And then at that point, we should get more impressions because we've increased the budget. However, that's in relation to search lost impression share due to rank. If we were to bid more aggressively, then we're running out of budget much quicker because we're bidding more for traffic. And we have to remember that Google, when it comes to Google Ads, it's an auction process. So we need to ensure that we're bidding aggressively enough to enter the auction, to bid for keywords and people's searches and show up when somebody's searching for a keyword that we're bidding on. We want to make sure that we're entering the auction, that we have a strong enough bid that we're showing up. And when you bid more aggressively, you're going to run out of budget quicker. So that number's going to go up, which is why you're never going to see 100% across the board. It's always going to all add up to 100%. So I normally like to see 60% here, around 20% there, and 20% there. Something like that, really. Because then that shows that more often than not, I'm covering the market, which gives us more advertising time and more of a chance of getting clicks and conversions. And I'm going to come back to why these numbers are low in a minute, but I just want to touch upon impression share top percentage and impression share absolute top. So impression share top percentage here, this column here, shows 60% of the time. What that means is that 60% of the time, our ads are showing in the top 4 positions. And then if we look at to the right of that column, we can see impression share absolute top percentage. It's a 17% of the time. What that means is 17% of the time, our ads are position 1 in the search results. So obviously we want to increase that. But again, it's in relation to your search impression share columns. If you bid really aggressively, then that number's going to shoot up. If you're not bidding so aggressively, that number's going to come down, because if you're bidding really aggressively, you're taking top spot, which is great. So a lot of the times clients say, well, I want position 1, I want top spot. And that's fine, but how often do you want to advertise for? Do you want to advertise for, say, a couple of hours throughout the day and then run out of budget? Or do you want to be consistent and advertise for much longer throughout the day? In which case, do you want to focus on position 1, or do you want to focus on market share? That's the question. So when clients say, I want to be top spot position 1, okay, well, we can take that into consideration. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to, do you want to run out of budget sooner or later, I guess you could say. So why are these numbers over here? Why is search impression share less than 10%? That's because we're using an automated bidding strategy. That's because we're using maximized conversions. I don't have the control to go in and tell Google, hang on a minute, we're paying too much for a click. Oh no, we're not paying enough for a click. At 70%, I want to increase the bid, right? So we're averaging about 82 cents. I want to bump that up to 125, maybe 150, and see how we get on there. And that should increase the search impression share. What you'll see then is the search lost impression share due to rank drop. That may drop to somewhere like 40%, maybe 30%, maybe even less. And then you'll see that the search lost impression share due to budget is going to go up. Again, we're bidding more aggressively for traffic. We're bidding more aggressively on keywords. Therefore, we're running out of budget much quicker. So that budget number is going to shoot up, because we're losing impressions due to our budget. The theory is if you increase more budget, then you're going to get more impressions. And obviously, if you increase the rank, your bid, then you're going to get more impressions. So it's a combination of those 3 columns working in tandem. And this is why I think account managers get paid so much, is because you need to find the optimal bid to capture as much of the market, as much of the demand as possible, but also kind of maintaining frequency throughout the day in terms of how often your ads are going to show. Big deep breath.